Bonjour et bienvenue dans ce nouveau numéro d'Endomag, le magazine scientifique dédié au partage des connaissances et des expériences autour du test salivaire Ziwig Endotest. À l'occasion de la Journée mondiale de l'endométriose, la Fondation Ziwig est heureuse d'annoncer son partenariat avec l'initiative internationale Project Endo et de rendre ainsi gratuitement accessible en France Below the Belt, le documentaire réalisé par Shannon Cohn. À travers des parcours de patientes, ce film met en évidence les défaillances des systèmes de santé et leurs conséquences concrètes sur la vie quotidienne des femmes. Mais il propose également un changement de regard pour considérer l'endométriose non seulement comme une pathologie, mais comme un véritable enjeu de santé publique et de société. Afin de mieux comprendre cette initiative et sa genèse, nous avons souhaité donner la parole à Heather Guidon, engagée depuis plus de 30 ans dans la défense des patientes atteintes d'endométriose, notamment aux côtés de Shannon Cohn. Merci beaucoup, Heather.
Hello, my name is Heather Guidon, and I'm the Program Director of the Center for Endometriosis Care. When I was first diagnosed in the late 1980s and began advocating for endometriosis, I realized very quickly how much of this disease was misunderstood, and in many ways still is today, not just by the public, but within the medical community itself. This disease is so much more than just a bad period. It impacts the health, work, school, and daily life, as well as the physical, emotional, and social well-being of patients around the globe from every walk of life, often during what should be the most productive years of their lives. The misconception that endometriosis is just bad cramps continues to delay diagnosis and proper treatment for millions. Too many people continue to have their symptoms minimized. Diagnostic delays still average upwards of a decade, often across multiple physicians. Far too many patients are left navigating this disease on their own without clear answers. That's why Below the Belt, EndoWhat, and Project Endo Global's initiatives are so critically important. They don't just raise awareness, they educate. They give patients language for what they're experiencing, and they give professionals a clearer understanding of what this disease actually looks like in real life. From congressional screenings to practitioner training modules, to increased funding for meaningful bench-to-bedside research from Congress, to the NIH, to the National Endometriosis Action Plan. What started as Shannon Cohn's incredible passion and vision has grown into a mission and a movement. Her meaningful accomplishments over the past decade and a half remain driven by commitment to real, measurable progress. Progress that happens, as Shannon often says, when you change both hearts and minds. What Shannon has built through Below the Belt and Project Endo Global represents the standard for powerful advocacy, advocacy that is rooted in truth, grounded in lived experiences, and that is not just simple awareness, it is impact. And initiatives like Below the Belt stand as the most meaningful and influential forces advancing endometriosis forward today. Below the Belt has screened all over the world, been released across multiple streaming platforms, aired on PBS, and seen by legislators, policymakers, celebrities and high-profile personalities, physicians and healthcare providers, educators, scientists and researchers, the media, healthcare advocates, and most importantly, the global patient community. This documentary is unique in that it approaches endometriosis as a social justice issue, sharing the lived experiences of those with endometriosis from a deeply personal perspective and addressing the below-the-belt realities surrounding the disease that are still too often overlooked. Still, despite our progress, delays, dismissal, and a lack of timely diagnosis and effective intervention still remain a reality for far too many who struggle with endometriosis and continues to be one of the greatest challenges we face in our space. That's why not only are initiatives like Below the Belt and Project Endo so critical, innovation across the endometriosis scientific landscape is as well. And Ziwig is here leading the way with their game-changing non-invasive diagnostic test, which has so much promise, including and especially for lesions that are often missed by conventional methods. Their endo test is already validated and showing reduced diagnostic wait times, facilitating more timely and effective care, and validating patients sooner. They are shifting the standard of care forward. This kind of advancement is incredibly meaningful. The ability to diagnose endometriosis sooner means fewer years of pain, less disease progression, earlier referral to specialists, reduced risk of associated comorbidities, and lower overall healthcare costs. This represents a long overdue step toward giving patients answers and the care they deserve much earlier in the journey. Ziwig's commitment, integrity, and scientific rigor bring credibility to the process and reinforce our trust in what's possible. When you bring it all together, storytelling, education, social justice, research, and innovation, you begin to see real change, not just awareness, not just conversation, but actual progress. We are finally seeing endometriosis being brought to the forefront as a major public health priority where it should have been all along. Please join me in acknowledging Below the Belt, Shannon Cohn's ongoing Project Endo Global initiatives, and Ziwi's vast innovation with gratitude. The rising tide lifts all the boats, and we focus our influence on what truly matters. We don't just improve lives, we create the potential to save them. Thank you.
Concrètement, le documentaire est accessible dès maintenant gratuitement en France sur ziwig.com. Il peut être visionné librement. Il peut également servir de support à des projections collectives et à des échanges. C'est un point de départ pour mieux comprendre, mieux informer et mieux agir. Le prochain numéro d'Endomag sera consacré à l'algorithme d'intelligence artificielle utilisé par Ziwig Endotest pour le diagnostic de l'endométriose. Je vous souhaite une très bonne semaine à toutes et à tous et à très bientôt.